Growing up, I think I've always been fascinated by games, and I've been very lucky to experience this culture. I wanted to learn how to make games, and I wanted to pursue a career in game development. But I also kind of knew the situation back then.
Which game kept you out of class then?
Out of
Class.
during my college, Dota.
Pokemon and a lot of fun mini games got into my gimmick.
That game name was The Forgotten Warrior. It was the first game I remember.
There's a game called Warframe. People at work are gonna laugh at this, but that was the first game I picked up after a very long time.
There was this trend of indie developers becoming very successful. Games like Undertale, Stardew Valley, Fez, and a lot of games like that. Games which are made by typically a single person or a small team, maybe 2 or 3 people. These games started making big hits in the market, and that's where my dream grew. When I first told my dad that I want to drop out from college, from engineering college, and pursue game development, he was a bit concerned. This is something like our older generation, they are not aware of a lot of things, right? And they are scared of so many unknown things. But I'm very lucky that they gave me the benefit of the doubt to pursue something.
Most of my childhood I spent inside my room, and then my company was sketching art, and anime was also a huge pivotal point for me. So through anime, I started delving more into art.
Over the years, I've been trying to convince people to work together with me. So, I was searching on Instagram, and I came across Emily's profile, and I just saw his art, and then it was really good.
I got this text from Bekru, Instagram, and I checked, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to make game?" So I thought like, oh, this is a really nice chance for me to showcase my art.
I first got in contact with Bekru through phone call, and we talked about how the game was going to be, and then he actually brought me over to his place, and I just saw the game, how it was like at first. It was actually After Eden. Yeah, the game was called After Eden.
Becker did the same thing with me. He just came out of nowhere one day and texted me on, I think it was Facebook, just texted me saying, "Hey, I'm making a game. Do you wanna join?" So I said, "Okay, yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything else."
And then I just noticed my parents, I'll be going to Kohima. And then surprisingly, they were so supportive. And then they were just 100%. They were 100% behind me.
I have no idea like what goes into games and the amount of effort required. So just working together with Emily, I also got to experience like how should I factor in for the skill set of a beginner with myself and also Emily, because he had also initially just started off as a beginner, first time in digital art, and even with very less experience for games. No? We had to scope down the project after about 6 months of trying, and we scoped down to something smaller. The next project was called, internally it was called Boss Fight RPG. It's something we just fight bosses, that's all. And that project was planned for about maybe just 6 or 7 bosses, and we'll just animate those bosses. So this was during COVID, okay. I tried to look for animators, and I got in touch with Tej and one more person, and they said, okay, maybe we can try. And I don't know if it's because we are not skilled back then, or I don't know if because we have not planned anything at all. But yeah, that flopped. And COVID happened at the time, and also our 2 animators left us, and it was Emily and me alone again after that. So we said, okay, this flop, what's next for us? The second lockdown gave us some time to, just rest and get refreshed again. And Emily rejoined me back in Kohima again. We met in the office, and then that was when we started After Eden. So we worked on that After Eden for I think 1.5 years. I think a lot of players, people who tried, they really liked it, and it was more of a moral victory for us. There's no financial thing there. We're not even selling the game, and nobody knows us. But I think that moment was, we could see the fruits of our labor a little bit. And I don't know what motivated me and Emily to restart the project again. After the release of the demo of After Eden, Sojourn Pass started development back in 2022. Through the demo, we also got a lot of feedback, and we realized that there's a lot of things we don't like and what we like. Sojourn Pass is a game about dealing with loss. Story is one of the elements I enjoy about a game the most. And when I initially started, the idea of making a game also had this ambition of me wanting to tell a story. There's this concept in psychology, like you lose a loved one, you go through different emotions like bargaining, oh, why should this have happened? Denial, anger, depression. There's these 5 distinct emotions as part of the theory, where if a person loses a loved one, one must overcome those emotions in order to reach acceptance. The game's stories are take on these moving on from loss. So in a game you will experience this, how do I say, personification of these different emotions and grief. How can we make our players feel these emotions when they're playing our game, rather than us telling them, hey, you should feel angry. No, like through the use of music. Oh, this kind of music sounds kind of intense. Is our character going through some kind of angry phase or something? So that's the idea of the game. In 2020, this is about Emily and my journey. This is I think the 5th or 6th year of our journey in 2025. We're both getting tired, and you could see us, just about to give up, I think, on the last stretch. And it was during this time I just randomly decided to apply for this IGDC awards, and did not expect anything out of it. And also we applied to just be a part of the indie exhibits in that exhibition. So it surprised us when we were in the top 5.
All right, and the winner is Sojourn Pass.
To my surprise, a lot of good things happened at that time. We met the right people. we kind of earned a kind of small amount of fame through the game we were making. A lot of people seem to be really liking what we made. Through this winning of this award, and then we got into Kigi, those opportunities gave us, the ability to work again with the team. We had this very nice opportunity. We had funding support, and we had a lot of just support in general, right? And a lot of things working out for us. So those moments enabled us to come together and work.
Thank you. Last day one.
Day two. Peter. Day two.
Post that, there has been a shift of mindset also. Hey, maybe this is something bigger now. Maybe you need to realign yourself. And Redimension, I would say Redimension has officially been birthed at around 2024 when the rest of the team joined. We come in through these very different goals, I would say. We have common goals, but as a team of creatives, we also have very different goals.
I've always wanted to work in video games, but when I was growing up, it was very difficult. It was a job that you couldn't expect to ever have. So even right now in mainland India, there are very few gaming companies that let you explore your creativity. A lot of it is outsourced work. So when I got the opportunity to work here, create our own things, I was very excited.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out well now.
So in the art team, we only have 3 people. So there's me. I do a lot of the pre-production work. So here I'm designing one of the bosses that we need for one of our stages. So she has this theme going on of being fragile and strong at the same time. So we want her to be quick. So one of the design languages we're going with here is a lot of sharp shapes. In games, the function is more important than the aesthetics. So I got Pekru to create a sort of mood board for this particular character, and this is the sort of language that he wanted to go with. Ako is currently working on thumbnails for one of our cutscenes. So the process is he'll create rough thumbnails like this from a short script.
So I have like 149 layers so far. Yeah, so we came up with some different iterations, and some worked, some didn't really work. So the ones where it kind of worked, we took some of those shots and proceeded further, and then I'm on the 5th iteration right now. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
And then we have Imli, of course. He's our environmental artist. So he's in charge of creating all the assets for the ground that the character walks on, the trees in the scenery, the flowers. He's in charge of creating the ambience for certain areas, how we want to convey certain emotions.
So the story of the place is really important. And then within our game, if you want to show or evoke certain emotions to our players, I'm building an environment that's like laboratory kan aro alchemist ekta kam gora la laboratory to banao try koriase. So this is some of the sketches that I did.
Right now I'm working on level design. So this is in Unity. We are currently making this level for one of our games, one of our levels, and then so it usually just starts with me making a level like this. It's a rough block. It's very hard to kind of visualize at this moment, but we have this. This is from our public demo. This is our starting area, and we move the characters over here, and this is how I block out the level layout. And once the assets are completed, that's the before, and this is the after. So this is the after. Well, something weird is happening over here. What is that? And this goes through a lot of process, like the entire art team is involved in this process, and just placing all the objects, all the designs and everything. So you can just see a rough layout of it. Kenny is in charge of our marketing. She usually takes care of what we need to post on social media and just trying to find out, keep us relevant with the latest trends, and just trying to find out the best way we can market our game. So we try to follow all these trends, and we try to also maintain a relationship with streamers and YouTubers, and we do reach outs, and also with our community.
Some of the things that I've been working is on the specifics is a very important part of the game. I have been working on the boss music, and most of it is supposed to be very intense and very impactful. I tend to use a lot of orchestral sounds, like the typical orchestra, and here is something that I will record. What sound in games does is it brings a sort of life into games. It makes it seem more as if there's life going inside it. So you can see the player interacting with the environment. If it hits, also there's a sound for when it hits props, and then yeah. The sounds that you experiment with, also it becomes a part of your artistic identity. For this game, I do wish to impart a feeling of myself, and also a feeling of creativity that people will be able to, just by listening to the tracks, they will be able to experience a sort of reflective memory.
We got very lucky with having a fantastic team. All of them are very sincere, very skilled, very competent. We have a PlayStation that Pekru and Imli won at the IGDC Awards. So every once in a while we'll sit down and play a game.
My plan failed.
Lunch is actually a really nice bonding moment for the team, because when I first joined, it was everyone was very awkward, and the first time that they really started to open up was during lunch. So we still have that tradition. The great thing about working with an indie studio, or like our team in particular, is that we can give our input to how the game wants to be.
I think one or two. Anyway, from your aspect whatever, then you create multiple hybrid variants of all the presets. And then one initially, whenever we need one of the variants.
So whenever we come up with like the story of the game or a character in particular that we want to create, we can just call a meeting and like sit together and have a brainstorming session. I really love the brainstorming sessions because we can just sit around and throw out ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't, and then we can just have a very free, open conversation about what we think will work.
The cutscenes progression progress ko because the previous iterations were not working. And then I finished a couple of props, new hit switches, concepts to share, and then.
Okay, chalo then. Our team right now, it's something I hold very dear because it's kind of like my dream. My dream may be to make games, but this is also something I've always wanted in a lot of over the course of many years. We just happened to meet the right people at the right time, and everyone came in with their own right mindset, and it has really worked wonders for us. From an environment like ours, it's very hard to even find the right people, find the right resources. Even if you give your 100%, it's so hard to reach that level of success. But I believe we are on the right path. I don't know if our story will inspire a lot of people, but I hope it inspires one or two. And if you are brave enough, maybe you should go on this journey with me.
Smile. Big smile. Great.